We're with our winner tonight here at Talladega Short Track, his second win here this year, John Owen out of Cleveland, Tennessee. And, John, I tell you, you got this place figured out.
Yeah, we hadn't had the kryptonite here much, and we came the last race here, and it was pretty good, so we just came back on the same setup, and it seemed to be okay tonight. I know it may not have been perfect, but it done good enough, so. But yeah, I like to thank these guys, man, that work on the car. I tell you, and thank the Lord first. But man, without Hayden and Chris Orr and Seven and Chris Guffey and Ray Cox and Billy Joe, I'm trying to think of all of them because I don't want to miss nobody. And Eric and just all the guys at the shop. I tell you, I mean, they've been without them working on it, man. I can't do it on my own. It's just hard, It's just hard to keep one up And then all the sponsors, man. I mean, just to come here, I didn't have any Neesmith tires, so everybody, all my sponsors, I call them, they chip in, and everybody bought a tire so I could have tires to come, and I like to thank Integrity Chevrolet and Brian Orr Construction and Orr Brothers Construction, Seven Orr Construction, and Stealth Carburetors and Phantom Race Engines and Auto Depot. M&S Motors, Car Smart, Sam's Restaurant Equipment, Terry Chambers, Equipment Sales, Waterworks, Marine. I'm trying to think who I'm missing. James Mowry Motorsports. I may be missing somebody, but I don't mean it. Henderson Motorsports. I'm trying to remember all of them because I always forget one. Everybody say, "Hey, you didn't say nothing." I say, "Well, I try to remember, but I can't remember good." And thank all the boys and my family for supporting me and all of them for helping. I tell you, this week they worked hard. We went to Smoky Mountain last week, broke a lip bar, and it tore up a bunch of stuff, and we had to get parts rounded up, and they worked hard. And I mean, without them working on it, man, I tell you, we wouldn't get to go about once a month. So.
Well, you did have to overcome some diversity after that wreck at Smoky Mountain. And, you came here, pulled it out of the box. You were the Boyd Built Fabricators Fast Qualifier. Kind of an easy night on the crew. Is this one of those races? You talked about your setup from last time. Is this one of those races that it's won in the shop, and when you get to the racetrack, everything just seems to fall into place?
Yeah, I mean, when you go somewhere and you win and you get a good setup, usually, you can go back on that setup. Sometimes you go and it's a lot rougher and faster, and then you have to free them up and start over. But, I mean, the track, I unloaded just like it was last time. The track was kind of similar to the last time I was here, so it worked. So, I mean, I ain't saying it'll work every time, but it was okay tonight. I mean, I feel like the car could have been a little better in certain spots, but, it was pretty fast, so I hated to fool with it, so I just kind of left it alone all night. So
you had to show a lot of patience out there tonight. You got in heavy lap traffic, and they were running 2 and 3 wide in front of you, and you were like all dressed up with no place to go.
Yeah, my boy was spotting for me, and I was like, had it lead, and then I'd get to falling some, and then I did, and I'm like, man, I hope I don't get past. But I really didn't know what to do because I know you think, well, I need to get by them, but I mean. But then the other hand, I'm thinking, well, if I run up there too hard and wreck them and tear my start or flatten my tire, then it, So I was trying to be patient, but it was getting a little testy at times. So I
know Brandon showed you the nose there one time coming off of 2.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing it, but I know my boy was telling me he was close at times, and then times I'd get a gap, and I was like. And I don't know, we kind of sopped. I think we put on some 55s on the right side, and I think we sopped them too much because the last few laps, I think I got them real hot. It was a handful. I thought I done give it away. I thought the way it was handling the last 3 laps, I thought, oh no, they're gonna drive right by me. But it held on, so I'm just glad there wasn't no more laps than there was, I guess.
Well, keep that setup in mind, because we're coming back here 2 more times.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be back. So. But yeah, I'll bring it. It may not be no good next time. I'm gonna bring it back just like it was. Ain't no.
Well, we'll watch for them when we come back here NASCAR weekend in the fall this year. Your winner tonight for the second time this year, second time here at Talladega Short Track in East Teboga, Alabama, Cleveland, Tennessee's John Owen. And we're with our second place finisher tonight here at Talladega Short Track with the Durrence Layne Chevrolet Dirt Late Model Series, and also our VP Racing Lubricants Smooth Move of the Race Award winner, Cruz Skinner from right down the road in Oxford, Alabama. And Cruz, come out of here with a second place finish tonight. You got to be you satisfied with that?
We're never satisfied until we're holding trophies and lifting up checks. But, we had a good race. Started fourth and kind of battled around. Sat in third for a while. We was getting some real heavy lap traffic. I was hoping I was going to be able to slip by Brandon and maybe even John. I think if the track would have stayed pretty slow like it was, I think we would have. But, the track kind of locked down just a little bit. But, I was able to get by Brandon right there at the end, get second. So not a too bad points night. Just got to chip away. We're 40-something points behind Jake, so we just got to keep chipping and keep working.
Well, you say keep chipping. You kept chipping tonight. You were sitting there third, fourth. Last lap, you got up to second. Tell us about that.
Yeah, Bernie Williams, he kind of slipped up behind a lap car a little bit, and that let me get up enough momentum to get up beside him. And, me and him both drove into turn one real hard, and he slid all the way up the track, and I was able to just kind of back off a little bit, get in the rubber, and drive up by him. So, just real hard racing, but, just is what it is. When he's able to pick up the spot, that's all that matters.
Well, that's a pretty good explanation of what happened. That earned him the VP Racing Lubricants Slick Move of the Race Award. So he's second in the points now, leading the Cruz with the Champions Rookie of the Year points. We're headed to Cochran Motor Speedway. What are you looking for down there?
That place, you don't know what you're going to get when you go down there. So, I look for Will Harrington's going to be fast. That's his home track, of course. So, I'm looking for him to be real fast. So, I'm pretty sure he's third in points. And, I think he's going to be the guy to outrun down there. So, I think we got to go down there and compete with him and Jake. I know a couple other guys that's coming down there. So, you don't really know exactly what you're going to get when you go down there. But, I'm really excited. That track can be really racy at times. And, I'm just excited to get back, go racing after a day off.
Now, I heard from a little birdie earlier this afternoon that you and Will Harrington have traded notebooks. You gave him your notebook for here, and he has never run good here. He ran fifth tonight. Now, do you have in possession his notebook for Cochran, his home track?
I wouldn't call it a notebook, but we talked a little bit earlier. I asked him about this. I asked him what the secret to Cochran was. He's won a lot of races over there. He's always been fast. He real quick looked at me and said, "What's the secret to this place?" So me and him talked a little bit. So maybe I'll be able to go up there and run with him. He looked good tonight. So maybe I'll be able to go up there and hopefully take away a win and maybe two and chip away that point lead some more.
There you go. Cruz Skinner in the running for the Durrence Layne Cup and the $10,000 check that goes with it. Second tonight at his home track, Talladega Short Track in East Tioga, Alabama. And we're with our third place finisher tonight, Brandon Williams out of Crossville, Tennessee. And Brandon, you have come so close to winning these deals. You've got right up to the leader the last two races, and tonight you were in a battle for second with Cruz Skinner late in the race and dropped back to third. You're due for one of these things.
Yeah, we're trying hard. I knew it was going to be a good race, and I figured that it's about like typical Talladega that whoever got out front would be the man to beat, of course, and he'd have point and be hard to get around. But consistently, we was about 2-3 tenths on race monitor faster than anything. But again, it doesn't matter when they've got Layne. So what really hurt me tonight, of course, was again the lap cars. I was on him up to his door, lap car, and then I had to race this same lap car for 10 laps. And this won't move, but I know they're trying to race too. But, I finally got around the lap car and run him back down, and I just made a choice to try the top. And I just slipped out and let Cruz around me. And the deal after the race, if anybody's seen that, the flag man had the white flag in his hand, and I thought we were still racing. And that definitely was nothing intentional that I bumped him down there, because by the time I was in the gas, he is out and the race was over, so I didn't know, But other than that, we had a good race. It's fun as usual,
Well, we had fun having you with us. You put on a good show tonight for the fans, and We hope to see you back at a few more of these this year.
You will. I don't know when the next one will be. We won't be at Cochran. We'll be at our home track for 3,000 on Friday. But I didn't get a chance last time. I wanted to thank my sponsors, my family, my dad, of course, for being here all the time, my wife, my kids, my crewman, Kevin, of course, Capital Race Cars, AutoZone, B&R Customs, Williams Farms. They all make us be here. And Durrence Layne, I mean, it's a fun series, so we appreciate everything.
Well, if you don't make it to Cochran, the one after that will be back at Smoky Mountain Speedway again, where you ran second last Saturday.
And we'll be there.
Brandon Williams, third place finish tonight with the Durrence Layne Chevrolet Dirt Late Model Series here at Talladega Short Track.